Introducing InnovaStar 14.
Ultra HD display for lifelike viewing. 48 megapixel triple lens camera for lifelike photos, and high performance Snapdragon 8 Gen 5 processor for high demand gaming.
Personalize however you want.
InnovaStar 14 for gaming, for pictures, for anything.
Kahit saan, sisig ng ina mo. Lunod ka sa saya, mula sa pampagana hanggang sa dulo.
Ang sisig na hinahanap-hanap mo ay nasa sisig ng ina mo na. For just 70 pesos, may legit na kapampangan na sisig ka na with soft drinks and sabaw. Dito lang yan sa sisig ng ina mo.
Canyon Choco Biscuit. With extra chocolate and extra creamer in one biscuit, will give a delicious chocolate taste. You'll want to try it again.
Canyon Choco Biscuit. Feel the Choco vibes.
Mula sa ginadgad na coconut, gumawa ng masarap na crackers na may lasa na...
Whoopsie, that was an error. But anyway, hello everyone, and welcome to ASPHERE'S Cafe. Today is Tuesday, March 24, 2026. And yes, we are live once again on ASPHERE Radio, as you are hearing it right now. And yeah, it's good to be back, ladies and gents. It's good to be back after a very long time, isn't it? So yeah, how are you all doing? Anyway, we are live right here on Cool FM, ASPHERE Radio, koolTV on Delta Channel 11, and also on social media platforms via Facebook page at TGO and Cool FM Manila, and YouTube on koolTV and ASPHERE'S Cafe's YouTube channel. Alright, so if you're wondering why I'm operating the TOC at the same time, well, RJ, the newest TOC member, is unfortunately busy, so he will not be able to take care of my show for the time being, as far as I am aware. But don't worry, guys, I will be covering. I'll still be covering the bunch of tech headlines right here on our show as usual, and then yeah. Okay, so let's prepare the list of the tech headlines. But first, shout out to our fellow Discord audience. We got Carlos, Adriel Yulo, Kuya Branch, and Mika Lim, SK EGC Archives. Good to see you all on my show tonight. And looks like Mark Corrales just joined my show. Okay, so let me ask Mark right now. How is your performance task yesterday, Mark? Did you do it? Well done?
Yes, it's well done.
Good job. You completed my performance task. I am so proud of you. Congratulations, Mark. You passed.
3 down, more to go. So expect this summer.
And then once you're done with all of the performance tasks, then that is the moment you will be returning to DGO and radio and Cool FM and TZEX. You better
Yeah.
not screw up, huh, Mark? You better
Yeah,
not screw up.
I'll never screw.
But yeah, other than that, how's life? Or how are you, Mark? How are you, Mark?
Gonna be graduating on the 30th of this month, and 31st will be our outing.
Okay. All right. All right. Thank you very much, Mark Corrales. If you want to go back to TQ Plus, go ahead. But if you wanna hear the updates on the tech, stay here if you want. But yeah.
No
Yeah.
problem, no problem.
But yeah. Once again, good job, Mark Corrales, for completing my performance task. So you passed. Congratulations again. All right. Without any further ado now, let's get into the main star, which we will be covering a bunch of tech coffee headlines. And well, FCC or US FCC bans imports of new foreign-made internet routers in the US. Ouch! Ouch, ouch, ouch. So let's get my screen share up as we need to tackle this one. And what does it mean for the US market and for those who are looking to get their new router on in the America, because now they're screwed, they're getting screwed over, huh? So let's get our screen share up so you all can understand what I mean. So if I can just switch it over to the Discord feed here, and we will be zooming it right here. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about when I mean it, because this one is really bad, and it's going to affect every customer who are looking to get their new router. So yikes. So this is coming from GSM Arena. The United States Federal Communications Commission has banned the sale and use of all new foreign-made internet routers in the country, effective immediately. The FCC states that foreign-made routers introduce a supply chain vulnerability that could disrupt the U.S. economy, critical infrastructure, and national defense, and pose unacceptable risk to the national security of the United States. All new consumer-grade routers produced in a foreign country are now placed on the FCC's covered equipment list, which means their radios won't be authorized to work on US territory. This development does not affect existing routers, which still can be used, and retailers are still allowed to sell FCC-approved devices. So the FCC enacted a similar ban for foreign-made drones back in December, and just like that ban, the one for routers will have a loophole. The Department of War and the Department of Homeland Security have the power to approve routers pending investigation to ensure that the devices don't pose security risk. Router makers can apply for conditional approval for the upcoming products, but they will have to commit to establishing manufacturing capabilities on US soil. So yeah, I don't know why they're going to do this, but I really don't think this is a good idea. And guys, I really don't think this is a good idea. So what are your thoughts on FCC potentially banning foreign-made routers that could affect TP-Link or even some non-Chinese brands too? What do you think? Let us know in the comment section down below on your thoughts on this one, because yeah, it is going to backfire. I am 100% sure that this is going to backfire. So mark my words, it's not gonna go well for US consumers, because yeah, how can they, like, number one, how can they find a right router if they're having a hard time, or if they're having a hard time finding the non-Chinese routers that are good enough? And this decision also affects non-TP-Link products too. Like, yeah, if I recall correctly, they sell I forgot the brand, but I'm pretty sure it's a tiny router which can be used as a travel router. So if you want to know what I mean, if I go type travel router, let's type that in here. Yeah, you got TP-Link. Oh, there you go, gl.inet. That's what I'm looking for, gl.inet. So the FCC decision on banning foreign-made routers will also affect GL.inet. I can guarantee you that. It's going to affect GL.inet. 100%, because this is a this is a manufactured in the US, but it is manufactured somewhere in Hong Kong, not China, but Hong Kong. Keep that in mind. China, not China, Hong Kong. So with now that the FCC is going after foreign made routers, this is really going to affect the decision like this. So this is really going to affect competing brands that are American made. Well, I wonder how they're going to bring this to the US now that the FCC has decided to not allow newer routers like this. So yeah, this is really bad. Anyway, let us know in the comments down below on your thoughts on that, because this is really bad. Anyway, we still have some more to show you here. Let me just oh wait, I have been paying. Let me check. Oh, I have been paying. Wait. Okay, all right, so let's keep going. Let's get to the move to another one. And looks like we are yet talking another round of Windows 11 stuff here. Well, actually, Microsoft improving Windows. Oh right, I forgot my home IP is blocked from accessing Windows latest, so I have to use a loophole or VPN to access Windows latest for the time being. So yeah, anyway, now that I have the VPN turned on my Firefox, I will get my screen share up once again. All right, here it is. This is coming from Windows latest on what Microsoft is revealing on when the upcoming when is the upcoming update of Windows 11 will bring, or when is it coming. So yeah, on March 20, Microsoft came out with a landmark announcement promising that it will fix Windows 11 for good, which we did talk about, and as I have already discussed it yesterday, I have showed you a clip of Pussy getting through the out of box experience, and obviously we all knew that it is not going as planned, and there were some crashes there and here and there, and of course, yeah, you know what I mean. So yeah. Considering the OS reputation, it's natural for people to doubt if the company will live up to the commitments. Also, many wonder when new improvements to Windows 11 will come to their PC. The official blog does mention timelines like this month, throughout April and across 2026, but the announcement itself was for Windows insiders. Windows chief Pavan Tapuluri has mentioned the same timelines to user queries in X, saying, quote, "We will begin to preview initial changes detailed in our blog inputs with Windows insiders this month and throughout April, end quote. Meanwhile, Scott Hanselman, who is the vice president and member of technical staff at Windows and Microsoft, added another important detail, saying updates will arrive this month and every month this year. So chances are that the upcoming Windows 11 features and improvements will not be a single big update, but rather use Microsoft's control feature rollout technology, where Windows features are enabled gradually in ways to ensure reliability. Note that one upcoming feature allows you to pause updates for as long as you need, so they're wondering how would that pan out with the gradual rollout. So if you all are unfamiliar with how that works, Microsoft is beginning this transition with the Windows Insider program. The following are the first wave of features that will be previewed in Insider builds starting this month and continuing through April. So you have taskbar customization, including the ability to place it at the top of our sites, left or right, reduce co-pilot presence across apps like Snipping Tool, Photos, Widgets, and Notepad, more control over Windows Update behavior, including fewer forced restarts, faster and more stable File Explorer experience, improve widgets with quieter defaults and better personalization, a redesigned feedback hub, and changes to make the Windows Insider program install clearer and easier to use. Now it's important to understand what Insider rollout really means. Windows updates are tested across multiple Insider channels. So you have 4 testing channels, which are Canary and Dev, Beta, and Release Preview. So for Canary and Dev channels, you will get the earliest experimental features, while Beta channel will receive more stable builds, and Release Preview is the closest to what general users or mainstream users will eventually get. So these are testing phases, not public releases. So if you're not an insider, you won't see these features immediately. Based on the reply by Scott Henselman, new features will roll out every month throughout 2026. This will likely happen through 2 types of Windows updates. First, there are optional updates officially called cumulative update preview releases. These arrive toward the end of each month and include early access to new features and non-security fixes. Then there are mandatory updates, commonly known as Patch Tuesday updates. These are released on the second Tuesday of every month and include security fixes along with features that have already been tested in preview updates. Optional updates are where new features first appear for regular users, and Patch Tuesday is where those features become part of the standard Windows experience. So they have yet to receive a cumulative update in March, and it may have some new features or improvements for the Insider channels, that is. Now, how will features move? How does the features move from testing to your PC? Well, the new Windows 11 features and improvements updates start with Insider builds in March and April, where they are tested. From there, those changes will begin appearing in optional preview updates for regular users. Finally, once validated, they are pushed to everyone through monthly Patch Tuesday updates. This is a statutory rollout, by the way. Microsoft is no longer bundling everything into one big release. Because if you remember with Windows 10 feature updates, at the time they haven't implemented the controlled rollout technology. It had a massive wave of new features right out of the box, but now with Windows 11 you don't get it right away. If you don't use Insider builds, you'll be waiting for features to move into preview updates or stable releases, and if you install optional updates you get access earlier, while if you stick to standard updates, features will arrive slowly over time as part of monthly patches. With that said, this might finally be the year where it actually makes sense to install Windows updates as soon as they arrive. For a long time, many users avoided updates because of bugs or the fear of things breaking. But this time, almost every update is expected to bring meaningful improvements to performance and reliability. Apart from the features already rolling out in March and April, here's what Microsoft is planning to ship throughout the year. So, I have already covered some of it that was tackled yesterday. So again, for the upcoming updates to Windows 11, you will have a lower baseline RAM usage, better responsiveness under load, and smoother multitasking, reduce interaction latency by moving more components to UI3. That will take a while. Faster Windows search with clearer separation between local and web results. Improve file copy, move, and search reliability in File Explorer. Performance improvements for Windows subsystem for Linux. Fewer OS level crashes and improved Java stability. Better Bluetooth, USB camera, and audio reliability. A more predictable Windows update system with fewer starts. Faster and more reliable Windows Hello, Face, and Fingerprint. Improve start menu recommendations with better control. Option to have a smarter taskbar. Reduce notifications and a quieter Windows experience. Simpler device setup with fewer interruptions. So that's what I want to see. If Microsoft is actually going to take the word, or if Microsoft is actually going to take their guaranteed word on that. Like again, I already showed you the Posey's clip on how bad is the out-of-box experience, because again they were upselling you. They were trying to upsell you into buying the Microsoft 365 subscription and Xbox Game Pass too, mind you. He didn't show it in the video, but you know what I mean. And better consistency across core Windows experiences. So if Microsoft is actually sticking to the words, if they are able to regain their trust, well, we'll see how this goes because I still fear that Microsoft isn't trustworthy, and only time will tell if Microsoft is actually going to fix Windows 11. Because as far as we know, Microsoft has been doubling down on Copilot very lately, and yeah. Anyway, yeah. What are your thoughts on Microsoft? What are your thoughts on Microsoft improving how do we say this? What are your thoughts on Microsoft planning to overhaul Windows 11 with its upcoming big update? Let us know in the comment section down below. Alright, we got one more before we head over to our first commercial break. Where's my server? Excuse me. Anyway, let's see. Yeah, this is a little bit slow news today. Wait. Oh, finally! Apple is going to update the regular iPad with A18. Oh my God! Apple is finally doing it. Okay, let's get my screen share up because this is worth talking ahead of Apple's upcoming WWDC 2026. So this is worth talking. So yeah, long overdue for Apple, guys. Long overdue. So as it says in the headline title, Apple to soon update the regular iPad with A18 chip. Nice one. So according to Mark Gurman, Apple is gearing up to announce an updated regular iPad ahead of WWDC 2026. In the Power On newsletter, Mark Gurman says the upcoming iPad will be fitted with an A18 chip and will land around the same time as the iOS version 6.4, which in turn means by the end of May. Well, don't get your hopes up for the huge upgrade though. The analyst believes that it will be merely a refresh. Sure, the A18 is a big leap from the dated A60 chip, so users will anticipate the extra horsepower. And finally, the A18 chip will enable Apple Intelligence. That's something nice. That is something nice if you are expecting Apple Intelligence on the refresh iPad. So at least you're getting something. But other than that, it will pretty much offer the same thing. So you are likely not getting a display upgrade. You're still going to stuck with non-illuminated display. But either way, you're getting a refresh chipset, which should be on par with the rest of iPads soon, at the very least. So yeah. Anyway, what are your thoughts on Apple that will soon be upgrading their regular iPad with A18 chip? Let us know in the comments down below. Alright, it is now 6:54 p.m. Philippines Standard Time, and we will be taking our first commercial break. And yeah, we will have more tech coffee headlines to cover and what's in the latest on tech. But yeah, I'll do my best to cover as much as I can here on my show, again knowing that I have already checked my RSS feed, and yeah, it's really slow today, it seems. But anyway, I'll do my best as much as I can because the show must go on, and I want to keep the momentum going in covering what's the latest in tech. But yeah, in the meantime, our family sponsors, we have Dell Sound, MSA Gatas, Kapinoy Coffee, Maldi Mart, and Always Grocery. So stay along with us as ASPHERE'S Cafe will return after these messages. So don't go anywhere as the show will be right back.
ever tried delicious French toast and freshly baked bread? If not, don't worry. You can find them here at Charms Pastry and Bakery. Made with high-quality wheat flour, fresh eggs, and rich maple syrup, every bite is made to satisfy everyone's cravings. And the best part? You can enjoy all of these wherever you are at a very affordable price. So come and visit us today at Charms Pastry and Bakery, where every bite is simply lovely.
Make your sauce tastier with O-Spend mayonnaise. Mix, dip, and eat. Sarap. Make your meals deliciously neat with O-Spend mayonnaise.
Uminom ka ng tinted cola sa isang malakas na lasa para masigla ang araw mo. Try na! Sarap, di ba? Available din sa mga bayan na walang sugar at 500 ml at 1 litro ng bote. Tinted Cola, refresh your life.
Nutro low-fat milk. It has the same creamy neutral goodness with lesser fat and lesser calories. And now, it's rich with even more vitamins and minerals. More nutrients, less fat, less calories. So good you'll float. Nutro low-fat milk. Breast milk is still best for babies.
Kasi taantan mo, pero don't worry mga lods. Kaya itong Pignet Antivirus. G para sa secure na browsing. G para sa secure na computer. At G para sa secure na Pilipinas.
Download and install Pignet Antivirus now.
Napapagod ako sa advertisement ito. Iyong sa tibiro at nakaka-stress. Para iinom ako ng AO Cola. Ang AO Cola at may iron, taurine, at B vitamins. Para iinom ng sugar ito. Sarap. Adam Orelar po. Para sa AO Cola. AO Cola. Also available of AO Cola Blueberry.
Achoo! 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 Achoo!
I love to drink my Kid. We love to drink my Kid. If you wanna get that good, drink Kid.
Wala kaming commercial. Pwera na lang sa commercial nito, oo naman. Pero, meron ba kaming bagong produkto? Meron ba kaming iaalok sa inyo? Meron ba kaming kinuhang artista o sikat na personalidad para i-endorse kung anong inaalok namin? Siyempre, ang sagot niyan, wala. Literal na wala. Wala kami niyan, Chong.
Kahit saan, sisig ng ina mo. Lunod ka sa saya, mula sa pampagana hanggang sa dulo.
Ang sisig na hinahanap-hanap mo ay nasa sisig ng ina mo na. For just 70 pesos, may legit na kapampangan na sisig ka na with soft drinks and sabaw. Dito lang yan sa sisig ng ina mo.
Ang boring dito. Hanap na lang kaya ako ng maiinom.
Ang refreshing.
Refresh your day. Feel alive with Chaos Cola. Also available, Chaos Soda.
Woo! 25 pesos lang. Sulit. Bin na.
Shopee Sabalas, Big Sale, ada Big Sale di Shopee Sabalas, Shopee Sabalas, Big Sale, ada Big Sale di Shopee Sabalas, Shopee Sabalas, ada Big Sale di Shopee Sabalas, ada Big Sale di Shopee Sabalas, ada Big Sale di Shopee Sabalas.
Kung ikaw ay nagtataka, ito ay isang napakasarap na adobo. Pero bakit napakabango? Ang sikreto ni Mommy, ay ospentoyo. Ito ay fermented, gawain ito sa pinakamahusay na kalidad ng soybeans mula sa sakahan, sobrang sarap, sobrang dekalidad at syempre, safe gamitin ayon sa Food and Drug Administration. Para sa iyong pamilya, pipiliin ng lahat ang pinakamahusay na brand. Ospentoyo, sulit sarap!
Hi guys! Init na init ng panahon. Mapapagod pa pagkatapos maglaro ng basketball. Iniisip niya ano-anong dapat na inumin ito. Eto na lang, uminom ng Sinsis Lime, ang soda drink na may lasa ng lime para ma-refresh ang iyong lalamunan at ang iyong katawan. Fresh, di ba? Sinsis Lime, nakaka-fresh talaga to.
Dito na tayo sa JA, kung saan lahat ay okay. Sa JA, lahat dito ay super mura. Lahat mga maganda dito sa JA. Sa JA, napatunayan na ng bayan, wala namang iba. Quality shopping ang aming dala. Mapapa-JA talaga kayo. Ang supermarket namin ay JA.
Kamusta si P dito? Kung kailan napagod ako sa trabaho, kakabasa ng script o sa prompter man, at kahit ako'y pagod pa rin, sisigla pa rin ako sa tulong ng Miralles Cola. Miralles Cola lamang ang may iron, taurine at B vitamins. Ayos to ah. Para masigla ang araw nyo, mag Miralles Cola na. PDM.
Hay naku, nakaka-stress talaga ang traffic. Pagdating ko sa bahay, napahiga na lang ako sa sopa. Yun tuloy, sumakit na ang ulo ko. Reset.
Headache? May solusyon dyan. Introducing PD Pharma Paracetamol Anti-Fever Capsule. Bukod sa lagnat, panlaban rin yan sa sakit ng ulo. May bisa ng paracetamol para balik sigla ka na mula umaga hanggang gabi.
Ayos na ng pakiramdam ko ah. Salamat sa PD Pharma Paracetamol.
Basta paracetamol, hanapin ang nakatatak. PD Pharma.
Introducing Innova Star 14.
Ultra HD display for lifelike viewing. 48 megapixel triple lens camera for lifelike photos, and high-performance Snapdragon 8 Gen 5 processor for high-demand gaming.
Personalize however you want.
Innova Star 14. For gaming, for pictures, for anything.
Mula sa ginadgad na coconut, gumawa ng masarap na crackers na may lasa ng coconut. Mag-Kamyon Coconut Crackers. Pwede itong kainin kahit saan at kailanman. Kamyon Coconut Crackers. Feel the sweetness of coconut.
Hi guys! Init na init ng panahon. Mapapagod pa pagkat nakaka-fresh talaga to.
Iron, taurine, and B vitamins is the key for PD Cola.
PD Cola!
25 pesos lang, saan ka ba?
Innova Power G6. Fast, sleek, reliable, affordable. Now equipped with Ryzen 7000 series CPU, Radeon RX 7000 series, 1TB SSD storage, and 32GB RAM. Enough to fulfill your needs.
Innova. Every sunrise brings a new story, and every story begins with a single journey. At Zakish Airlines, we believe travel isn't just about reaching your destination. It's about the experience that carries you there. From comfort that feels like home, to service that feels like family, we make sure your moments in the sky are unforgettable. Because when you fly with us, the world is closer than you think. Zakish Airlines, your world within reach.
And we are back. It is now 7:06 p.m. Philippine Standard Time, and yes, we are continuing our coffee sessions right here on ASPHERE'S Cafe. And as a reminder, we are live on Cool FM, ASP Radio or AS Radio, koolTV on Delsat Channel 11, 89.5 Manila SDR, and on social media platforms via our Facebook page at TGO and Cool FM Manila, and our YouTube channels on koolTV and ASPHERE'S Cafe. And now let's continue with another round of our Tech Cafe headlines. If I can look for another one, give me a moment or two. But again, shout out to our fellow Discord audience. We got Carlos, Edriel Yulo, and Mika Lim, our STEC EGC Archives. Again, once again, good to see you all. To those who are supporting my show, it makes me appreciate it to keep the momentum going. All right, so let's see what else we have here. Again, considering that the tech news is quite slow this week. Okay, this one just came in. Microsoft could be OpenAI's biggest partner and most substantial IPO, risk raising investor concerns over future valuation. Oh no. Okay, so let's cover that from Windows Central. If I can bring it to my Firefox. Oh dear. Okay, so let's get my screenshot up. Alright, here it is. And yeah, this one is really bad for Microsoft. Really, really bad. So yeah, this is once again coming from Windows Central, and we will be reading to you right here. And this is published by Kevin Okemwa. Alright, so Microsoft's multi-billion-dollar partnership with OpenAI was considered one of the best tech promises in history, but it has somewhat turned sour. Tension between the companies can be attributed to a wide range of reasons, including computing power and funding, prompting them to renew their vows under a new definitive agreement. But as it seems now, OpenAI's partnership with Microsoft has hit another speed bump. According to CNBC, OpenAI indicated that its close ties to Microsoft might be a risk to its business operations in what the outlet describes as a document that resembles an IPO prospectus. An OpenAI spokesman indicated while issuing a statement about the comment above. This is what they had to say with their statement. Quote, "This is a standard legal risk factor disclosure unrelated to any potential IPO prospectus. Similar language has been in place for years. Microsoft is and will remain a critical long-term partner." End quote. The document, shared with prospective investors during OpenAI's recent $110 funding round from NVIDIA, Amazon, SoftBank, and other investors, Microsoft's notable absence included sections highlighting risk related to the transaction and risk related to our business. While Microsoft appears to be the primary obstacle to OpenAI's IPO plans, the company also cited its status as a public benefit corporation, insufficient competing resources, Elon Musk's lawsuit against the company, and heavy capital expenditures as additional risk factors. Since last year, multiple reports suggest that OpenAI has been laying down the groundwork for what could be one of the largest IPOs in history. The reports further claim that the ChatGPT maker could be getting ready to go public and file with regulators as early as the second half of 2026. But it might be an uphill task as market analysts and experts claim that the AI firm must match Microsoft's size today in 4 years to hit a $1 trillion IPO valuation as the cancelled ChatGPT continues to gain momentum after OpenAI signed a controversial deal with the Pentagon to use its AI technology and ChatGPT for mass surveillance of American citizens and autonomous weapon systems. As it happens, a separate report indicated that Microsoft was considering taking legal action against OpenAI and Amazon over a $50 billion deal, alleging that it violates a critical clause granting Microsoft exclusive rights as OpenAI's cloud provider through Azure. However, it appears the company are seeking to resolve the dispute out of court as Microsoft is already entangled in investigations in the US, UK, and European Union over alleged anti-competitive licensing practices tied to Azure, while OpenAI pursues its coveted IPO filing. So yeah, you have your voting poll if you are interested. So yeah, if you want to vote, if you want to vote, this is the question that I'm gonna ask you. Do you think OpenAI's heavy reliance on Microsoft is its biggest IPO risk? You have yes, Microsoft holds too much power. No, Elon Musk is a bigger pain, and the compute costs are the real issue. So you have 4 options to vote. So honestly, I'm not sure. So I am quite not sure. So I'm not gonna vote. But either way, you'll be your decision making for this one because again, I'm not sure with this one. So yeah, either way, yeah. What are your thoughts on Microsoft that could consider taking action against OpenAI? But yikes, it's a big yikes for OpenAI, it seems, and I wouldn't be too surprised. I wouldn't be too surprised if they eventually cut ties. So yeah, I wouldn't be too surprised at all if I'm gonna be honest with you guys. But yeah, either way, let us know your thoughts in the comments down below because honestly, I do think that Microsoft is going to. I do think that Microsoft is going to pursue legal action against OpenAI. Mark my words, they're actually going to pursue it. They're actually going to pursue it lower third, not lower thirds. You're going to actually pursue it legal action here, to say the least. Anyway, yeah, let's look for another one as I have yet to find one here. So let's see what else do I have here in my RSS feed of my private server. Again, I will be getting into smartphone news in the last gap. Not right there now, but I'll be getting into the rest of smartphone news later. But again, not right now, because I want to focus first. I want to focus on mainstream tech headlines first, and then smartphone last. So, yeah. All right, on to the next one. What do we have? Okay, Microsoft's latest AI hires free Mustafa Suleiman to chase superintelligence and build in-house AI models. Okay, this is very interesting. So as part of Microsoft's broader plan to double down on generative AI, of course, let's not forget that Microsoft almost attempted or already had desperate attempts to double down on Copilot for Windows 11. They were already doubling down, as we know. And here we are. The company recently hired Ali Farhadi, the former AI2 CEO and ex-Nord.ai co-founder, as corporate vice president, who will work under Microsoft AI CEO Mustafa Suleiman. Just last week, the tech giant split Copilot system into 4 pillars: Copilot Experience, Copilot Platform, Microsoft 365 apps, and AI models. The changes also resulted in significant changes in Microsoft's Copilot leadership, with Jacob Andreou, a former Snap executive, being promoted to an executive vice president in charge of the consumer and commercial Copilot experience, reporting to Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella. Additionally, Ryan Roslansky, Perry Clarke, and Charles Lamana will lead Microsoft 365 apps and the Copilot platform, who will also report to Nadella. The move seems to be centered around creating more time for Microsoft AI CEO Mustafa Suleyman to focus on developing superintelligence and in-house AI models. So, according to Nutella, with his statement on with his statement, quote, Mustafa Suleyman and I have been working towards this plan for some time, and he will continue to lead this high ambition work, reporting to me. Mustafa is uniquely qualified to drive this forward with his deep focus and commitment to advancing the frontiers of model science, while also ensuring that human control, agency, and economic opportunity remain at the center of these advancements. End quote. Mustafa Suleyman indicated that superintelligence is the foundation for Microsoft's future as a company. This potentially explains why Microsoft has been restructuring leadership in its Copilot and AI Experience division. Suleyman said this, quote, the next phase of this plan is to restructure our organization to enable me to focus all my energy on our superintelligence efforts and be able to deliver world-class models for Microsoft over the next 5 years, end quote. As elsewhere, Microsoft highlighted plans to reevaluate its AI strategy in Windows 11 by reducing where Copilot and AI experiences appear across the operating system as part of its broader plan to improve user sentiment around the operating system. And yeah, I would say good luck. I would say about this one, good luck with that, I guess. And as far as we all know that Microsoft I think Microsoft might likely still double down on AI, of course, but whatever they're going to do, if they will be forcing, they will, whatever, if they will continue to force the throats down, our throats down, in pushing AI, enforced AI into our operating system remains to be seen. Knowing that we already saw the detailed plans that are with a detailed plan that they will be cutting down, but who exactly knows if their word is true, or are they lying? Who knows? So again, we will have to wait and see on the development on future developments on Microsoft reducing AI for Windows, while they will still double down on having is reimagined AI division, I guess. But yeah, what are your thoughts on that? Let us know in the comments down below. All right, so let's see what else do we have here. Okay, Apple Maps will soon. Okay. This one, I actually heard of it earlier this morning. I actually have heard it earlier this morning. Oops, hold on. I have to turn my VPN off. I think this is why my VPN is on, which is why they're showing me this. Let me just turn it off real quick. Anyway, I have already turned the VPN off on my Firefox. Again, I'm not currently browsing Windows latest, so yeah, let's get it back up here. Alright, here it is. So, according to GSM Arena, it looks like Apple Maps will soon start showing ads, but not as you may be expecting. So, Apple is reportedly in planning to introduce advertisements in its Maps app as it looks to monetize the service. An announcement could be made as early as this month. In a report, Bloomberg's Mark Gurman, citing sources, says ads in Apple Maps will operate using a system similar to the one used on Google Maps. Again, it is not as you thought it would be, but I hope it's not too invasive if they're going to do that. But yeah, Apple is reportedly planning to let brands and retailers bid on ad placements and search keywords with ads appearing within search results. For instance, a search for best matchup could service sponsored listings from Starbucks or other nearby coffee chains that have bid on the term. The report notes that ads will be shown across the Maps app on iOS, iPadOS, and macOS. It will also be visible on Apple's web app for Maps. So, of course, the comments are crazy enough to as you would expect. But either way, I just hope that Apple won't go too far with the ads. But yeah, again, it's understandable that they want to let advertisers place ads on maps, but I again, as much as many people are already hating on advertisements because of how invasive they are like on YouTube nowadays. Yeah, they can only hope that it's not gonna get worse with the maps app, with the Apple Maps app. But yeah, and then other than that, um, I just hope that it's not going to be invasive. It should be non-invasive as much as possible. But I can understand why Apple is doing this. Okay, let's see what else do we have here. Again, we are very slow, or I should say, we the I should say the tech news is kind of slow this week, as I have been saying. Okay. Okay. Again, I don't want to cover articles from their podcast because I want to try covering on our own, but also getting sources from various tech outlets. Google Pixel is the exception as Android brands face a rough 2026 with more iPhone switchers. Oh dear. Okay, we'll actually talk about that on our on smartphone segment later, but for now we will still look for another round here. Oh yeah. Okay. Okay. Yup. The A37 and A57 are already up for listing on or in South Africa. Oh boy. Again, we'll cover that later in our next segment. That will be in the last gap. Okay, Google TV just lost a big TV brand to a web-based Titan OS. What the fuck is Titan OS? What even is Titan OS? But man, Philips just lost, or I should say, Google just lost their TV manufacturer for Google TV. Oh dear. So let's get my screen share up regardless. Here it is. There it is. Yup. They're already, or Philips rather, is already ditching Google TV for Titan OS. Yup. Yup. I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing, but yeah, Google just lost Philips for the Google TV division, and yeah, I don't know, but they Google has to do something if they want to keep if they want to keep TCL from if they want TCL to keep offering Google TV on their offerings on their upcoming TVs, well, they have to do something because Philips has already ditched Google TV. So, Google TV has powered Philips TV sets for years now, but that's now changing with the latest lineup. Flat Panels HD reports that Philips is ditching Google TV on all models of its 2026 lineup, instead using Titan OS. Again, you may be wondering, what the hell is Titan OS? Well, Titan OS is a Linux-based operating system with roots in the European Union. Well, while that sounds good on paper that it's using Linux kernel, the platform uses web-based apps instead of native apps. Keep that in mind. It uses web-based apps. Again, if you're expecting native apps like Netflix or YouTube, well, unfortunately, this might spell some bad news. Um, yeah, it might spell some bad news if you're expecting some customization. But while there are perks of you having Linux on your TV, there's another perk that says you don't need to download apps, like you can just add them to your home screen. But the problem is, how will you find the custom app that you wanted to download on Philips, right? That's also another problem. There's also a heavy focus on fast, no, which stands for free and ad supported TV. Philips has been using Titan OS on select TV sets for a couple of years now, and user feedback has not been particularly positive. So if we right click on the link and open it in a new tab, you can see they already have a post on their thoughts of using Titan OS on their Philips TV. So while I do see that it's a good thing, but it's not quite worth it. And why? It's lacking basic customization features that were available on Android TV. Philips doesn't need to pay for the usage of Android, but of course, I will say that's a plus if they don't want to pay for licensing fees of using Google TV, which actually is a benefit, and at the same time, moving over to Linux is a good thing. But again, this is kind of a downside. So yeah, let's read the comments. Let me just sort by new. What do they have to say right as of right now? Okay, Polish comment, Spanish comment. All right, here it is. This is the latest comment in English I could find. I was about to buy 75mm LED 920. Started digging into Titan OS. Got why. I still have some hopes. Most bad reviews are from when it came out. Haven't had improvement. Those who have used it for a year or so, have you seen active, meaningful improvements actually happen? What other donors do I even have if I want QD mini LED with ambient light built in? I am so sad. Oh yeah, that's the downside of not having. So yeah, that is in fact the downside of not having a web store where you can download Jellyfin, and this is not available on Philips OS on their custom OS, so it's known as Titan OS. Again, it really sounds obscure because I have never ever heard Titan OS aside from Google TV, Android TV, Apple TV OS, you name it. I have never ever heard of Titan OS before. Again, I have heard of Samsung's Titan OS for powering TVs, of course, but never have I ever heard Philips adopting Titan OS, and Titan OS is still obscure to say the least. And despite that, a few arguments for the Switch were given. Flat panels, he says, including lower requirements for the system and perhaps more impactful. Philips apparently having input on Titan OS design and features. It also sounds like Philips is getting a bigger gut of ad revenue generated by Titan OS compared to Google TV. Titan OS lacks support for Google Cast. That is something to keep that in mind if you are curious if you can do casting to your Philips TV. That's something to take notes of because Google Cast is not available at the moment. But AirPlay, on the other hand, is still supported. And there are also some notable missing apps like Apple TV and notably Spotify. So no Spotify for Philips as of this time, or no Spotify for Philips TVs powering Titan OS as of this time. So yeah, what are your thoughts on Philips completing their migration to Titan OS? And again, it really sounds obscure, and I am aware that they will have. I'm pretty sure they will have advertisements on their operating system while it's Linux powered. Which again, Linux powered. That's one good thing about it. That's not behind closed source, but yeah. But either way, they still have a lot of improvements to go, especially if they want to implement Google Cast support on Titan OS. That's something they have to work on because there are people who are still using their phones to cast their content they're watching to the TV. Again, if they bought Philips TV that is not powered by Google TV, but rather Titan OS, that is really a bummer that they will not be able to cast their content. But either way, that is Philips fully migrating to Titan OS, and yeah, Google lost Philips for the Google TV division. So if they want to retain the number of if they want to retain the royalty of adopting Google TV, like brands from TCL, Hisense, Skyward, many more, they need to do something to improve Google TV. Now, yeah, what are your thoughts on Philips ditching Google TV for Titan OS? Do you think this is ideal? Do you think this is worth it? Do you think they made the right choice on that? Let us know in the comments down below. All right, let's see what else do we have here. Okay, yeah, once again, it's a quite slow tech news update to talk about as outside smartphones. So, yeah, most of them are I have already covered yesterday, which I'm not going to do it again. But yeah, today is a very slow tech news day, it seems. All right. Microsoft shuts down another Windows 11 registry hack that allowed native NVMe SSD support. Oh boy, okay. Wonder why they had to crack it down though. Wonder why. Alright, so going to Windows Central, Microsoft has seemingly blocked a registry hack that allowed Windows 11 users to enable native NVMe storage support on their devices. The change was spotted by users in the My Digital Life forum in recent Windows 11 Insider builds via Tom's Hardware. For context, Microsoft announced that Windows Server 2025 would natively support NVMe drives in the server around 15 years after the storage technology launch. According to those who managed to enable the feature on the PCs, it significantly improved performance of approximately 10% to 50%, citing lower latency and higher transfer speeds as it maximized read and write speeds on their solid-state drives while simultaneously reducing processor load, which is actually a plus. Which is actually a plus thing for that to happen. Additionally, it reduced a few specific instances in which one or more apps performing storage-intensive tasks could cause Windows to freeze, which I can attest to that. And yeah, it's true. While I was scrolling to my or using my computer throughout the day, and while my chipset is a bottleneck with it being the dual-core CPU. And yes, it is an 11th gen Intel. Yeah, my Windows, my operating system froze for like 5 to 15 seconds before it unfroze. Yeah, I really can attest to that. That's why it's not really well optimized in my experience. The driver was introduced in Windows Server 2025, replacing the legacy CSI translation layer used for NVMe SSDs with up to 80% higher IOPS and 45% lower CPU utilization under high IO loads. The driver binary had shipped with Windows 11, but it was disabled by default. However, following Microsoft's Windows Server 2025 announcement, Windows enthusiasts managed to force Windows 11 to load the native driver by toggling specific registry entries. And while it delivered up to 85% higher random write performance in early benchmarks, it also shipped with some drawbacks. Windows treats storage devices like older SCSI drives, so NVMe instructions are usually translated into SCSI equivalents first. In that, some third-party storage tools might either fail to recognize NVMe drives or mistakenly show them twice if the hack is enabled. What's more, the registry trick also changes the disk ID, which can confuse apps like backup software and make it harder for them to detect the drive properly in the first place. And as Tom Software pointed out, saying third-party SSD management tools like Samsung Magicon and Western Digital Dashboard were not compatible with the new driver, and BitLocker could trigger recovery prompts after the driver swap. That's a warning sign to keep that in mind if you have BitLocker enabled on your system. While it remains unclear when Microsoft plans to ship native NVMe support for Windows 11 25 H2 and 26 H2 users with the NVMe disk.sys driver, it's still possible to enable it on your Windows 11 PC via Vive tool despite the OS level block. Microsoft's decision to block the registry hack is a trade-off between performance and stability, so enthusiasts can still use Vive tool to unlock native NVMe drivers, but that route might be risky for your average user. So yeah, if I have to say about this, well, I think they're not totally ready yet to fully transition to NVMe drivers for Windows 11. They're not fully ready yet. If that's what I'm seeing here. Again, Microsoft still has some works to improve Windows 11, especially with the AI slop that nobody wanted. Yeah, I wonder why. I still wonder though why they had to crack down on the registry hack that allowed users to take advantage of the Windows 11 system that has NVMe drive, right? Again, I really wonder why. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna check for something for a sec. Hold on. Oh dear. Okay, I'm not gonna cover that on my show. Again, this is not related. As much as I want to. Again, this episode is strictly for me to talk about technology. Well, I could talk anything random on Friday, but yeah. Either way, yeah. Anyways, so we will do one more before we take our last commercial break. Wait, is the music still playing? Hold on, is the background music still playing? It's not. It's not. It's not. It isn't. It isn't. There it is. Okay. Okay. All right. So I think that is pretty much everything. That is pretty much everything. I can show you as of right now. Again, very slow tech news. Was I was not expecting. But yeah, very slow tech news. Very slow tech news. Anyway, I'm not done yet. I will be checking on Reddit. I will be checking my local tech community there. Okay, so this one is This one is very upsetting. Regarding those who have their iPhones as being stolen and not be able to retrieve it back here in the Philippines. Yeah, this one is very upsetting, and this one really made this one really makes me angry to share right here. So this is posted by no underscore yogurt. Yeah, again, it's posted by no underscore yogurt 3726. That's the OP right there. So he said this. Hi guys, so I posted around 2 to 3 weeks ago about my stolen iPhone, and I have an update. I kept on tracking my phone for weeks. It was located. It was in Cuba. It was in Fairview. Then on Sunday, March 22, it's now. It was now. Oh, of course. Stolen iPhones are usually. Oh my God. Stolen iPhones are usually brought to Green Hills. Oh man. Anyway, so what they did was they're trying to bypass or whatever they want to do. Then last night around 11 p.m. a number called them, and it was just a missed call. Then right after they called, they got a text again from Apple, which they didn't click. And they searched the number. From last night, and then now they're asking for help. They're really desperate. Yeah, yeah. This is really upsetting. This is really upsetting. Anyway, as you are seeing in the comments. Okay, so an update. This is the update of this is the latest update from that was posted around 4 hours ago. They updated the location, so I guess they no more. It's now at Green Hills, and it's now in the stalls in Green Hills. It's still very. This I would say if you have an iPhone, you have to stay vigilant. I don't know if I got the translation correct. Let me just head over to translate just to be sure. What did the OP said? What did the OP say? Whoops. Okay, so yeah, again, if your iPhone is being brought to Green Hills, GG. Yeah. So yeah, if your iPhone is being brought to Green Hills, GG. Yeah, GG guys, GG. Yeah. So the thief. Okay, so according to the translation. Going to the translation sentence, it said the thief no longer has an iPhone and they already placed it in Green Hills. So yeah, if your iPhone is if your stolen iPhone is on Green Hills, well, GG, GG guys, GG. But yeah. You have to be very careful when you're taking your iPhone outside, because there are so many bad people. There are so many bad people who want to steal their iPhone. Especially, I am seeing more Filipinos or more people using iPhone in my city. Yeah, you need to be very careful. You have to be very careful, okay? You need to be very careful when you go outside, because again, there are so many bad people who would just steal your phone. That's the problem. Okay? you have to stay vigilant. I'm warning you. You have to stay vigilant whenever you're taking your phone outside. Make sure you always keep your phone safe somewhere. Put it in a bag. Don't put it in the pocket because, or heck, don't even put your phone in the back pocket because I am really am sure, 100% confident sure that they're gonna take your phone and you'll be like, uh-oh, where's my phone? So yeah, once they take your phone away, you're done. You're done. GG. You're done. So yeah, other than that, there's nothing you can do, and other than filing for affidavit for of loss, and yeah, that's just my take. Okay. Again, you have to always put your phone somewhere safe. Put it in the bag. Put it in the bag. Watch over your things. Stay vigilant. Make sure you don't be forgetful. Be alert. Be alert. Alright, it is now 7:47 p.m. Philippine Standard Time, and now we will be taking our last commercial break as we will have more tech cover headlines but this time we will be covering the round of our smartphone news and more right here on ASPHERE'S Cafe. So yeah, despite very slow tech news for this week, the show must go on. So don't go anywhere as ASPHERE'S Cafe will return after these messages. After these messages. Oh my god, I keep sleeping. I slipped out again. But yeah, don't go anywhere. ASPHERE'S Cafe will return after these messages. We will be right back.
Make your sauce tastier with O-Spend mayonnaise. Mix, dip, and eat. Syrup. Make your meals deliciously neat with O-Spend mayonnaise.
Ang boring dito. Hanap na lang kaya ako ng maiinom.
Ang refreshing!
Refresh your day. Feel alive with Chaos Cola. Also available, Chaos Soda.
Woo! 25 pesos lang. Sulit. Bin na.
Mira drinking water. Fresh, cool, calm.
Canyon Choco Biscuit. With extra chocolate and extra creamer in one biscuit, will give a delicious chocolate taste. You'll want to try it again.
Canyon Choco Biscuit. Feel the Choco vibes.
Kung ikaw ay nagtataka, ito ay isang napakasarap na adobo. Pero bakit napakabango? Ang sikreto ni Mommy ay O-Spend Toyo. Ito ay fermented, gawain ito sa pinakamahusay na kalidad ng soybeans mula sa sakahan, sobrang sarap, sobrang dekalidad, at syempre, safe gamitin ayon sa Food and Drug Administration. Para sa iyong pamilya, pipiliin ng lahat ang pinakamahusay na brand. O-Spend Toyo, sulit sarap!
Uminom ka ng tinted cola sa isang malakas na lasa para masigla ang araw mo. Try na! Sarap, di ba? Available din sa mga bayan na walang sugar at 500 ml at 1 litro ng bote. Tinted Cola, refresh your life.
Introducing Innova Star 14.
Ultra HD display for lifelike viewing. 48 megapixel triple lens camera for lifelike photos, and high-performance Snapdragon 8 Gen 5 processor for high-demand gaming.
Personalize however you want.
Innova Star 14. For gaming, for pictures, for anything.
Sebelas Big sale, ada big sale di Shopee Sebelas Shopee Sebelas Big sale, ada big sale di Shopee Sebelas Shopee Sebelas ada big sale di Shopee Sebelas ada big sale di Shopee Sebelas ada big sale di Shopee Sebelas.
Have you ever tried delicious French toast and freshly baked bread? If not, don't worry. You can find them here at Charms Pastry and Bakery. Made with high-quality wheat flour, fresh eggs, and rich maple syrup, every bite is made to satisfy everyone's cravings. And the best part? You can enjoy all of these wherever you are at a very affordable price. So, come and visit us today at Charms Pastry and Bakery, where every bite is simply lovely.
Mula sa ginadgad na coconut, gumawa ng masarap na crackers na may lasa ng coconut. Mag-kamyon coconut crackers. Pwede itong kainin kahit saan at kailanman. Kamyon coconut crackers. Feel the sweetness of coconut.
Nutro low-fat milk. It has the same creamy neutral goodness with lesser fat and lesser calories. And now, it's rich with even more vitamins and minerals. More nutrients, less fat, less calories. So good you'll float. Nutro low-fat milk. Breast milk is still best for babies.
Sa panahon ngayon, dapat maging mapanuri. Ang safe na toyo ay pasado sa food safety standards. Evacuation kasama ang level ng 3 MCPD. Ang DM soy sauce, pasado. Safe gamitin, safe ang inyong pamilya. Magbabakasakali ka pa ba? DM soy sauce, ito ay safe.
Iron, taurine, and B vitamins is the key for PD Cola.
PD Cola!
25 pesos lang, saan ka ba?
Antukin pa rin ako tuwing umaga. Napakahirap talagang gumising at yun, late ako parati sa programa. Kapag maganda ang gising ko, sisigla pa rin ako sa tulong ng Tengu Coffee Drink. Ito ay may tamang tapang ng kape na may asukal at creamer. 3-in-1 sa tapang at sarap. Ang tapang, ang sarap. Try nyo. Basta may Tengu, gigising ka.
PDM. Ay naku, kakapagod mag-drive. Kailangan ko ng mainom.
Uhaw baka mo?
Who's that voice?
O ito, Miralles Cola Orange.
Teka, ito ba'y may iron, taurine, at B vitamins?
Correct, try mo.
Oh wow, it's refreshing. Thanks, Billy.
Pwede mo rin yan araw-arawin 6 Para mas masigla ang araw, mag-Miralles Cola na.
15 pesos na lang.
Bili na! Miralles Cola.
Di biro ang maging newscaster at president and CEO. Dati, sa office inaantok pa ako at napapagod. Buti sa tulong ng Lion Energy Drink, lumakas pa ako. Bukod sa taurine, vitamin B complex at ginseng, ay meron ring vitamin C para lumakas ang immune system. Kaya ako'y matibay at masigla ang aking trabaho. Lakas ka with Lion Energy Drink. From Godwin Enterprise.
Mahalagang paalala, ang Lion Energy Drink ay hindi dapat at hindi maaaring gamitin panggamot sa anumang uri ng sakit.
Hay naku, nakaka-stress talaga ang traffic. Pagdating ko sa bahay, napahiga na lang ako sa sopa. Yun tuloy, sumakit na ang ulo ko. Reset.
Headache? May solusyon dyan. Introducing PD Pharma Paracetamol Anti-Fever Capsule. Bukod sa lagnat, panlaban rin yan sa sakit ng ulo. May bisa ng paracetamol para balik sigla ka na mula umaga hanggang gabi.
Ayos na ng pakiramdam ko ah. Salamat sa PD Pharma Paracetamol.
Basta paracetamol, hanapin ang nakatatak. PD Pharma.
Dito na tayo sa Jer A, kung saan lahat ay okay. Sa Jer A, Lahat ito ay super mura. Lahat mga maganda dito sa Jer 8. Sa Jer 8, napatunayan na ng bayan, wala namang iba. Quality shopping ang aming dala. Mapapajoy talaga kayo. Ang supermarket namin ay Jer 8.
Kahit saan, sisig ng ina mo, lunod ka sa saya, mula sa pampagana hanggang sa dulo.
Ang sisig na hinahanap-hanap mo ay nasa sisig ng ina mo na. For just 70 pesos, may legit na kapampangan na sisig ka na with soft drinks and sabaw. Dito lang yan sa sisig ng ina mo.
I'm an all-around media personality. Of course, I read books. Because not only they gave me knowledge, but they're also a form of entertainment. What you're seeing right now are few of the best-selling brands of GSCA Kent Media. At iilan pa yan, marami pa yan ha. Basta, hanapin nyo lang ang logo na to. The Philippines' leading premier #1 awesome publisher GSCA Kent Media. Because reading is indispensable.
Kalokohan at tawanan.
Salamat sa isang viewer natin sa Fanmade Archive. Okay, so yan.
I-prepare ko na siguro yung live pa yan sa satellite. Ano?
Minsan na komentaryo.
Ito lang masasabi ko. Please, huwag ka nang mag-spam dahil labag yan sa TOS ng Discord.
Salita ng Mansanas, Thursday, 8:30 p.m. Live sa koolTV, ASPHERE'S Radio, GZEX 1026, 99.5 Cool FM at 96.7 SF Radio.
Welcome back to the program. It is now 7:59 p.m. Philippine Standard Time, and once again, as a reminder, we are live on Cool FM, ASPHERE'S Radio, koolTV on Delsat Channel 11, and on our social media platforms via Facebook page at TG and Cool FM Manila, and on YouTube channel and our YouTube channels via koolTV and ASPHERE'S Cafe. And I almost forgot to mention, we are also live on Twitch as well. Keep that in mind, we are also live on Twitch. Okay, with now being our last round of our Tech Cafe, and now this is the time we will be talking about smartphone news. Let's bring up our screen share, shall we? Alright, so wait. I need to put in the Discord full screen because again, I'm solely controlling the TOC since RJ is not available at the moment. But yeah, here it is. We are now in our screen share, and now I can move over to my Firefox. So, what do we have in the round of our smartphone news today? Let's see. Okay, so we got the TechnoSpark 50 5G, which will be launched in India. And then we have the Oppo Find X9 Ultra, which confirms to be getting 10 times periscope telephoto. Oh wait, did I forget to? Oh no, I did. I did. Wait, let me just reduce it further. It's still kind of loud for me here. And then we have the Honor 600, of course, the copycat of iPhone 17 Pro. Amid similarities there. And then what else we have here? We got the Z Fold 8 rumors. I'm still looking for one here, as you're seeing in live. And then we got I think that's pretty much it from what I am seeing here. Oh wait, no, I do need to talk about the as I have mentioned earlier. We do need to talk about it there. Okay, I think this will be enough. Hopefully, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me just see once again. Yeah, okay. Okay, I think that's the round of... Wait, am I missing anything? Okay, Techno, Oppo Find X9, Honor... Okay, X300S. X300S. Oops. I didn't mean to pin it there. How many we find? Oh, how many? Okay, they have a special edition. Oh, so it's going to be a Naruto collaboration. I see. But we're not going to talk about that. We'll save that maybe next time. But we'll still be talking about OnePlus A6. I think I already opened a bit here. Just double check. No, it didn't. Okay, I think that would be enough. So hopefully this will fit until 8:30 p.m. at the very least. But now we got our smartphone headlines out of the way. Let's get into the last round of our Tech Cafe featuring the smartphones. And starting off, we have the Tecno Spark 50 5G, which is going to be launching in India this Friday and will have a 6,500 milliamp battery. Following yesterday's teaser, the Tecno Spark 5G Tecno Spark 50 5G now has a landing page on Amazon India and an official unveiling date that is March 27. That means we will have to wait until Friday to get the full scope of it, but Amazon did reveal some key features for the new Spark. As they noted yesterday, connectivity will be a focal point for the phone. 5G is extremely rare. Yep, it's true. It's currently rare in the Spark family, and this handset promises 82% faster downloads thanks to 4x4 MIMO antennas. So what you are seeing in the infographics or graphical promotional material is right here. We have 4x4 MIMO support. Yep, up to 82% faster downloads. And then you have 2 times faster payment with the UPS 3.0 technology. I think this is cater specific for India. And the next one you got is, yeah, no network communication. So I don't know. I'm not sure if this is using satellite communication, which is unlikely, but no network communication. Well, you can still call them. Very interesting. So yeah, off-grid communication. Okay, there you go. So it's using off-grid communication that makes it possible. Interesting. Now for the colors, it'll be available in mint green, fantasy purple, ink black, and champagne gold. The camera has been reworked into a horizontal visor. The camera island is made of 6 series aluminum. So you have your 4 colors to choose from. Then you have, uh, of course, it's in Hindi, which I cannot speak. And yeah, there are some good colors to choose from. To be fair, it's not clear though whether the rest of the frame is aluminum, though they will have yet to find that out on Friday. Either way, this phone has passed uh, MIL STD 8110H testing and has also been drop tested from 1.5 meters. And finally, the landing page clears up the battery situation. It will have a 6500 milliamp battery, and in fact, for the first time in the Spark series, will support 45-watt fast charging. That's a lot better than the previous 5G model, the Spark Go, or aka Spark 45G, which had a 6000 milliamp battery and only 80-watt charging. So that is a huge boost from Tecno, which is nice to see, or which is nice to have. Once again, this is coming from Amazon India, and yeah. So there's a catch though when it comes to battery capacity. The 6500 milliamp is for Indian market, while 6150 milliamp is for non-Indian markets, being other regions. So that's a catch. But either way, that is the latest in the Tecno Spark 50 for 5G. And yeah, this is actually a very good smartphone upgrade from what I am seeing there. If you currently own a Tecno phone, and if you wanna like get the Tecno 5G Spark 5G or 55G, then yeah, this is going to be worth the wait. And yeah, you got some nice spec sheets you have there, but it's currently unclear though which which processor is being powered, because all we know so far is how it's being presented, like the battery capacity, the offline connectivity, the faster connectivity, you name it. While while they didn't name while they didn't mention what exactly is powering the phone, being the processor. So yeah, it sounds promising, but again, we will have to wait and see how is the phone going to hold up, and what chipset is being powered with this phone. But either way, this is really good Technophone. But yeah, let us know in the comments down below on your thoughts on that. Alright, on to the next smartphone headline. Oppo Find X9 Ultra is confirmed to get a 10 times periscope telephoto, and along with its launch late date. So just a day after Oppo confirmed the Find X9 Ultra's launch timeline, the first teaser for the upcoming phone has surfaced. Meanwhile, a tipster has revealed its global and China launch dates along with the expected sale timeline. Oppo Find Series product manager Zuho CG has confirmed that the Find X9 Ultra will feature a Hasselblad branded periscope telephoto camera with 10 times optical zoom. So you can see the teaser right here that yeah, it is pretty massive. It is pretty massive, to say the least. So yeah. Whoops, I dropped my microphone, but anyway. In a post on Weibo, CG detailed the system, which offers 230 millimeter or 10 times native optical zoom and up to 460 millimeter or 20 times optical quality zoom. It is said to use a custom 50 megapixel Samsung JNL fusion sensor with an f3.5 aperture and gimbal level OIS. So how it's being done. Putting a teleconverter in a phone, and then yeah, this is how it's being showcased and how it exactly works, right? And but wait, there's more. You have the Hasselblad 10 times optical superscope telephoto lens in action. Yeah, Oppo's first 5 prism reverse periscope, folding a high quality 10 times optical pad into a phone. And finally, you have a traditional L-shaped periscope telephoto structure, 10 times large sensors, 10 times large sensor lens module with an excessive optical pad and size, making it difficult to fit in a phone. Yeah, now and then you have this. See you in April. That's the words. See you in April, ladies and gents. See you in April. So yeah, that is some infographics that we can show you at the moment. And when it comes to Oppo Find X9 Ultra. So yeah, the setup also introduces a new 5 reflection prism design that shortens the optical path to 29 millimeters compared to 41 millimeters on conventional L-shaped periscope systems. Oppo has further incorporated triple active optical calibration and a special ND coding on a prism to enhance overall zoom performance. Oppo also shared a 10 times periscope telephoto sample and compared with an image captured using a 10 times teleconverter on another smartphone. So here's the comparison right here, both in and you have actually so actually you have both photos both materials both in English and Chinese. The one in English is on, I might be wrong, but but you get the idea how it looks. Anyway, the said phone is confirmed to launch next April. And meanwhile, tipster Yogesh Birar claims the device will debut globally and in China. Yep, there you have it. Globally and in China. Both markets. Both global and China markets, ladies and gents. That will be launching on April 20, with sales expected to begin in the first week of May. So that is the Oppo Find X9 Ultra. And what are your thoughts so far on Oppo's upcoming smartphone? Because this is actually pretty promising, to say the least. Let us know in the comment section down below on your thoughts on the Oppo Find X9 Ultra. All right, we have another round here, or another headline this time, and we got the Honor 600 and Honor 600 Pro. Wait, why does the font look off while the other looks fine? But why is this looking off right now? Let me refresh the page. Okay, refreshing the page did work. So yeah. Anyway, we'll continue now. Honor unveiled the 600 Lite in early March, and now it's apparently getting ready to complete the family with the 600 and 600 Pro. Official looking renders leaked for both of these, along with some outdoor specs. So the Honor 600 and 600 Pro are both unashamedly inspired, as I have been saying this earlier, a copycat of iPhone 17 Pro, as you can see. They both allegedly have a 6.57-inch OLED screen with a 120Hz refresh rate and 1.5K resolution, and they're both powered by a Snapdragon 8 series chipset, although it's unclear which ones. So let's have a look at the 600. Yeah, you get the idea how the 600 looks like, and yeah, you have the volume buttons on the right, power button, and the camera control button too. Very similar looking phone to iPhone, huh? Yeah, it's completely made by Honor. So you got black, you got white, and the orange color, which is very similar to iPhone. The phones are said to have a 200 megapixel main camera with optical image stabilization. The 600 adds just an ultra wide, while the Pro also gets a telephoto camera. Both devices have a 9000 mAh battery, a metal frame, and a glass back. And now for the 600 Pro. The front looks kind of the same, while the back is you would expect to see right there. And then if we go to the next pictures, it looks exactly the same. So these are all the details leaked as of this time, and these set phones will allegedly be made official in Europe within the next few weeks. So we will undoubtedly hear much more about them in the coming days. So yeah, there you go. That's the Honor 600 and 600 Pro that we just saw. And honestly, really a copycat of really a similar looking to the iPhone 70 Pro. Really copycat. And yeah, it really copycat. But at any rate, I still believe it does still look nice to say the least. But man, Honor likes copying. So, or heck, even Chinese brands to us, as pointed out by some commenters there, they love copying, aren't they? But yeah, is it just me, or they really look like iPhone copies? Indonesia still stuck with the 400. What the fuck, Honor? It's a bit concerning Honor is not even beating the Chinese stereotype. Do they think the Westerners would take this brand seriously? Honor 400 series and below used to have unique designs. They kind of lost me at 500 Pro and Honor win. Oh dear. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Indonesia still stuck with the 400. Wait. Is it even out in Indonesia? Let me just double check. Honor 400 Indonesia. Is it even out? Okay, it is actually being sold in Indonesia. I'm seeing the first result here. HP 5G terbaru temukan HP Honor 400 dengan kamera AI 200 megapiksel dan baterai 6 juta mAh tahan lama. So that's the phone that is being sold in Indonesia. So you're not wrong. They're still selling 400. So yeah, and don't mind how I speak Indonesian, but again, fun fact. I'll say the fun fact right now. I was actually born in Indonesia within a Filipino family, so that's why I am kinda familiar how to speak Indonesian. But yeah, if you know, you know, guys. If you know, you know. Anyway, there you go. So once again, ladies and gents, that's the Honor 600 and Honor 600 Pro. What are your thoughts on this one? Do you think Honor, do you think their phones are worth getting when it comes out, or do you think this is just another copycat of iPhone 70 Pro and not worth buying? Are you better off with the iPhone 70 Pro instead? Let us know in the comments down below. Alright, now for the last four, we got Vivo X300s, which had its full leak specifications ahead of the launch. So the Vivo X300s and X300 Ultra are set to launch in China later this month. As the company continues to reveal more details about the upcoming phones, a new leak has surfaced detailing the full specifications of the X300s. In a post on Weibo, well-known tipster Digital Chat Station has outlined the key specifications of the Vivo X300s. According to the tipster, the handset will feature a triple rear camera setup with a 50 megapixel periscope telephoto and a 50 megapixel ultra-wide accompanying the already confirmed 200 megapixel primary sensor. The phone is tipped to offer a 50 megapixel selfie camera. Additionally, the X300s is set to pack a 7100 mAh battery with 90 watt wired and 40 watt wireless charging support. It will also get a 3D ultrasonic fingerprint scanner 2.0, a USB 3.2 port, metal frame, and IP68 and 69 ratings. And they recently confirmed that the X300s will sport a 6.78-inch AMOLED BOE-Q10 Plus display with a 144Hz refresh rate and 1.5K resolution. The handset will also offer dual 1511 ceramic speakers and the 751 440X axis vibration motor. It is expected to ship with a Dimensity 95000 chipset. So that is the chipset that will be powering this phone. So that is the Vivo X300S specifications that we just mentioned, and so far this is what we all can say this premium specs for this one. So yeah, again, we aren't exactly sure when they're launching, but as we know, it will be launched later this month. And by next week, speaking of next week, unfortunately, our show will not go on air live because Cool FM will be off air at the time. But I will try. I'm not sure, but I'll try to cover it in a digital format as in a 50-minute style throughout the Holy Week, because I still want to like cover the tech news and such. But yeah, the full show, our Asper's Cafe, the Asper's Cafe podcast and radio show at the same time. That will not be on air live by next week, because yeah, we're gonna be taking a 1 week break in observance for our Holy Week. So by next week we will not be live. Just to let you know. But yeah, that is Vivo X300S full leak specifications that once again I just mentioned. And again, as far as I know, it is definitely a premium looking phone from Vivo. So yeah, what are your thoughts on that? Let us know in the comments down below. Now, Samsung. Yes, Samsung. The Galaxy Z Fold 8. Yep, the specs. We got some specs to share with you today, and this is coming from a tipster over on X right here. So it will. We don't exactly know who exactly is a tipster for the Galaxy Z Fold 8 specs, but we'll read it to you right here. So it will allegedly have an 8-inch folding screen, a 6.5-inch cover display, both with 120 Hz refresh rates, dual layer UDG for the folding screen, a laser drill display metal support plate, and the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 for Galaxy at the helm. The phone will come with a 200 megapixel main camera using 1.3-inch type sensor, a 50 megapixel ultra wide, and a 10 megapixel telephoto camera with 3 times optical zoom. There will be a vapor chamber for cooling and a 5000 mAh battery with support for 45-watt wired charging. The Fold 8 will be offered with 12 gigabytes or 16 gigabytes of RAM and 256, 512, and 1 terabyte of storage, and will be thinner and lighter than its predecessor. So they have already heard about the bigger battery, but a previous rumor also claimed the telephoto camera will be getting an upgrade compared to the Fold 7, which this rumor contradicts. So yeah, anyway, take this again. This is a rumor hill. This is not official, so please don't take it too seriously. Take this with a massive grain of salt, because we don't exactly know if the specs are confirmed to be true. But take this as a grain of salt as you will. But anyway, that's the Galaxy Z Fold 8 alleged specs. Again, please take note of this, and take this as a grain of salt. This is currently not official specs. Again, this is coming from a leakster, and I cannot verify who exactly is a leakster. So don't mark the words just yet. But yeah, let us know in the comment section down below on your thoughts about the Z Fold 8 rumor specs. And now for the OnePlus A6 variant, or OnePlus A6. So OnePlus unveiled the A6 in China in October last year, followed by the A60 in December. And now, a tipster suggests that OnePlus could soon expand the lineup with another variant. According to a tipster Smart Pikachu, OnePlus is preparing to launch a new A6 model powered by a MediaTek Dimensity 95000 SoC, paired with a 6.8-inch display. The new phone is tipped to launch next month. For context, the standard A6 is equipped with the Snapdragon 8 Elite Extreme Edition chipset, while the A60 features the newer Snapdragon 8 Gen 5. The tipster also claims that the upcoming A6 variant will feature a 165Hz refresh rate display, similar to the OnePlus 15T, which is set to launch on March 24. Meanwhile, another leaker digital chat station revealed last week that OnePlus is working on an A6 Ultra. It is likely that Smart Pikachu is referring to the same device. So there you have it. We now know that the A6 or whatever it's going to be called, it will be powered by a mid-range chipset, MediaTek Dimensity 95,000. So don't expect Snapdragon for this variant. It's going to be more on the mid-range chipset. It's a mid-range chipset. I'm telling you right now. So what are your thoughts on this? Let us know in the comments down below. Finally, we're down to the last one before we conclude the Tech Cafe for today. It looks like Google Pixel is safe, while other brands will have a rough 2026. Well, with people switching to iPhone. Yee. So, according to 95 Google, 2026 and the ongoing RAM storage crisis continues to put out a rough outlook for the year ahead, and Android brands are bearing the brunt of that with a new forecast revealing that Android shipments could drop as much as 50% this year to the iPhone's 2%. But there is a bit of hope for Google Pixel. New research from Morgan Stanley brings out a few key points regarding the 2026 smartphone market, which has been made clear is in for a rough year, as past reports have brought out. It is no surprise that we are in the middle of the crisis right now, where RAM shortage is there thanks to the AI demand, to high AI demand. The prices have been expensive for a while now. The Morgan Stanley note, as shared by Investing.com, forecasts that Android shipments will drop by as much as 50% year over year, while iPhone shipments may only drop by around 2%. That's a huge disparity, with Apple being the only major global smartphone vendor expected to gain share in 2026. Android brands, the report brings out, face unprecedented memory cost inflation, which will significantly dampen smartphone market demand due to higher prices. Elsewhere in the note, as shared by Creative Strategies analyst Max Winchbech, Apple is set to have a 5-year high for switching rate, while with Google Pixel being the only other notable exception, as all other major smartphone brands are seeing negative switching rates. In other words, outside of customers upgrading from within their respective ecosystems, Google Pixel and the iPhone are the only brands gaining new users. As Winchbech points out, though, Apple's rate means a lot clearest market share beneficiary in 2026, while Android vendors are likely to lose share. This comes as Apple has already been taking over Samsung's crown as the world's largest smartphone brand. So if you look at the graph here, yeah, the Apple switching rate jumped from 6% to 11% year over year. The 2026 figure being a forecast, while Google's Pixel's rate is slowing down from 33% in 2025 to 28% in 2026. So yeah, it looks like it is indeed getting bleak for the year for Android manufacturers out there, huh? And while Apple and Google Pixel are saved from having not so bleak future, well, Samsung and other brands are at risk thanks to the ongoing crisis. So what are your thoughts on Once again, what are your thoughts on the Google Pixel and iPhone being the exception from having a bleak smartphone outlook? Let us know in the comments down below. Exactly 8:30 p.m. and that is where we will conclude our ASPHERE'S Cafe episode for tonight. Or whatever you're listening or watching, wherever you are right now. Thank you very much for joining us this evening or today. Thank you very much for listening and watching, and we will be back again. Anyway, but yeah, thank you very much for listening and watching ASPHERE'S Cafe, and we will be back again tomorrow with the anime and Japanese pop culture news that is coming up next. Oh, that's not coming up. Why do I want to keep flipping up? But yeah, later that is coming up next. That will be for tomorrow, where we will be covering the anime and Japanese pop culture news on our show. But either way, we're gonna have to say goodbye to our show now. This has been ASPHERE'S Cafe. I am Caro, and the cafe is now closed. We will see you tomorrow. And coming up next on Cool FM, ASPI Radio, DZEX, and SF Radio is La Noche del Martes. We will see you tomorrow. The cover is over. See you tomorrow. Goodbye.
Time check is now 8:31.